you really start seeing, and we talk about depth, we talked about Arsenal and their depth, what Barcelona has and what they're able to bring on the bench. They have no, Pedri's not available, De Jong not available. They're still, without issue, still finding ways to get this team to continue to get going. What did you think of their performance here today?
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent performance, but it's not without trying from Mallorca. Mallorca actually went in with a tactical game plan to try and outsmart Barcelona defensively. They were looking on the counter-attack, and even though Barcelona, I thought, in the first half in particular, played a little bit deeper than they normally do, they were still relatively high. And Mallorca tried to use the wide areas to get in behind, which I thought was excellent. So tactically, you could tell that they were working on the training ground for this game, trying to outsmart Barcelona. But the problem is, if you don't take your opportunities against this Barcelona side, they had 4 shots, 2 on target, Mallorca, in the first half alone. Yeah. Away from home against Barcelona, 4 shots. You have to score. If you don't score, eventually Barcelona find a way.
Exactly. Barcelona will give teams those opportunities.
Yeah.
If you don't take an opportunity, it's almost certainly going to come back and bite you. Because, like we mentioned, Mallorca did have some chances early on in this game. They had a couple of opportunities. They put some shots on target. They got off to the better start, I would say, the first 10, 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
Until eventually Barcelona come back and score. And that's what goes to show that this team is so resilient, I think. And again, when the depth, I think, also helps in that. But they're so resilient. When they don't get scored on early on, they're going to go back and be able to seal the game.
Barcelona always have a master plan, though, and that's the difference between Barcelona and everyone else who's playing this beautiful game. They have players who sit on the bench. Some come from La Masia. Some start from La Masia. The rest are experienced players who are brought in for a purpose. They're brought in to make the La Masia players better, to make Barcelona better, to win football games, and to make Hansi Flick look beautiful. Yeah. The German is looking pretty beautiful right now. This squad is ridiculous, what they're doing. The fact that they can go into a game like this, take 24 shots and bring youngsters off. Even that goal from Bernal, this kid struggled massively with injury, but yet gets his first goal in the Liga, so it must be a great feeling for him. But he's surrounded by talented players, and the experience that they have at the football club, including Hansi Flick, and including Rashford, who's coming through the door, including Lewandowski, including Dani Olmo, who's been around, is immense, and it's only getting these players better and better and better. I thought it was a very good performance. The impact from the bench is always going to be important and impactful, but Barcelona's got so many talented players, whether they're their own or whether they come from outside, they can win games no matter what.
I mean, but look at that. I mean, you take out Olmo and Rashford in the 67th, you bring on Ferran Torres and Bernal, who gets the goal. Joao Cancelo comes in. It's an embarrassment of riches. Is there a better manager for what this combination of players, youngsters and veterans? You talk about Rashford, a veteran at this point coming into the club. Is there a better manager than Hansi Flick to be able to decide what he needs to do with these players, young and old?
I think Hansi Flick actually handpicks a lot of these players who come into the football club. The Marcus Rashford one, in my personal opinion, is he understood the talent, he recognised the talent, actually coming through Manchester United's academy, which is not La Masia, but it's very similar in the DNA. He understands what it means to represent one brand, one football club. And I think Hansi Flick knew that if he could just put a smile back on Marcus Rashford's face, he would eventually get him to be able to perform. Rashford has been excellent since he's arrived at the football club. He's finally got that smile back on his face. He's making players around him look better, and I actually think he's starting to really up his game in that push for a World Cup spot. I don't think that Marcus Rashford's playing for a squad spot. I think he's playing for a starting 11 spot. I know there's the Phil Fodens of this world, the Cole Palmers of this world, who will be causing problems with that. Saka recently picking up an injury opened somewhat of a door, I think, for Rashi, but the move to Barcelona has been exceptional for his career. But you got to think of some of the players that he's playing with. Lamine Yamal has been absolutely exceptional this season. He is one that's really stood out for me, but Lewandowski and people like that make players like Rashford better.
Speaking of Lamine Yamal, you said it on the air that you wanted more goals. You wanted him to be maybe a bit greedier in attack, to take on some of these players, take more shots, get into the goals more. We know he has the ability. Hadn't really done that so far this season. Last 5 games with a goal, and now starting to show that quality again. Are you happy? Seems like he heard you. Are you happy with what he's doing now as of late?
Well, we're finally getting there. Let's have a little comparison through the 19 La Liga latches from 24-25, 25-26 seasons. It's quite exceptional what he's done. The more goals are going in the back of the net. He's certainly being a little bit more selfish. He's actually been involved in 34 goals in his last 38 appearances for Barcelona across all competitions, scoring 19 goals and providing 15 assists. He is now the first player to reach 100 successful dribbles in Europeans' top 5 European leagues this season. 38 more than the nearest competitor, which would be Jeremy Doku. The confidence that's flowing through this guy's veins is absolutely exceptional. Now, I wanted impact, and I wanted to see the difference because I saw the immense talent that Lamine Yamal has. But I think selfishness sometimes needs to be brought out of you. When you play the Barcelona way, the DNA of La Masia is to entertain and to win, right? 100%. But I also think that it's a team game at Barcelona. It's not necessarily just about the selfishness. There has been obviously a lot of selfish players who have played for Barcelona. Ronaldinho, Lionel Messi, obviously players who are geniuses with the ball at their feet. I think this kid is an absolute genius, and his statistics are backing me up. He has scored 24 goals in 92 La Liga appearances. That is the most by a player under the age of 19 in Europe's top 5 leagues in the 21st century. He's just overtook Kylian Mbappe for the amount of goals scored before the age of 19 years old. And he's not done. There's more to come from this kid. Look at what he's already won. But the performances are good. The statistics are getting better. Now you need to back it up with trophy after trophy after trophy.
Context, Lionel Messi, at his age, only had 11 goals for Barcelona at this point, at this age. He's got over 35 goals at this point, 37 goals at this point.
It's absolutely ridiculous what he's doing, but he's got a lot of good teachers around him. And Hansi Flick has brought a real great deal of confidence in this group right now. The way that they're playing right now, let me break it down for you. Barcelona's last 18 games, they have 17 wins. They have 8 clean sheets. High line, high back line, what high back line? They have scored 51 goals and they've conceded only 14 goals. He's a difference maker, Hansi Flick, and he knew what he was getting into. He read the Barcelona script.
Are you seeing, not just on the pitch, off the pitch as well, are you seeing a more mature Lamine Yamal here, especially this last month since the turn of the year 2026, where he's starting to take responsibility, I think, a bit more and understanding that he is going to be the key for any team he plays for, specifically for this Barcelona side?
There's no doubt that the maturity has been shown. I think that was shown most recently in the game against Albacete. He went up against a very young 19-year-old Bernabeu, the left fullback, who absolutely smashed him and tried to smash him. I mean, in my opinion, it was probably the right thing to do to try and slow Lamine Yamal down. Young players normally react in an aggressive way. If you've got a chip on your shoulder, like sometimes the arrogance is there within Lamine Yamal, it can be a bad thing. But he's managed to be more mature about it, to handle it, to express himself by doing his talking with the football at his feet. But that is La Masia way. It's been quite exceptional to see how Hansi Flick has handled Lamine Yamal and given him confidence, but also how he's handled the youngsters coming through the academy into the first team. Basically, he's taken over from Xavi Hernandez, read the script and understood that he had no other option but to play a lot of these youngsters. But what La Masia has done for Barcelona has been quite exceptional, and Hansi Flick seems to me like he's the right man to lead this going forward as well.
The Masia has helped them out through a financial crisis when they can't go out and spend the same as some of the other clubs and some of their other competitors.
Yep.
The Masia makes up for that because they have so many players that are just developing and bringing through to the first team. That's a huge advantage to have, especially for a club that can't spend right now.
Yeah, but even if you can't bring them through to the first team, if they're not good enough for the first team, you sell them. They've made 50 million from La Masia since the summer of 2024.
Wow.
Since the summer of 2022, they have made 100 million from players who didn't make the first team, who left the football club and went elsewhere. La Masia is just an institution of brilliance, and Barcelona is so incredibly lucky to have it.
Yeah, they are rolling right now for sure, still top of La Liga.